So this day is different for us all for so many reasons. We all have a busy day. All of us except Takara. We all have a busy day. Again, I am the only one working. Um, as far as between me and my husband. So money is tight. You know, um, Takara is helping us a lot because she's watching my baby. But I'm on food stamps and I got a house full of people. I got Takara, her baby, my husband, me, uh, and my sister in law. Got a house full of people. My sister in law would pitch in on things, but she is staying there not to pay rent. She is staying there um, just in transition to try to figure out where she's finna go. She needs to save every bit of money that she has so that she can get a place. Um, Jay isn't working. He's in barber college. So he's not making any money. So I am getting food stamps and I am getting WIC at this time. Okay. Um, I had a WIC appointment that morning. So D spent the night before because he was going to take me to my WIC appointment at like 8 o'clock. I had an 8 a.m. WIC appointment because I then had to go to work afterwards. Mind you, remember, we're still in January. I just really started going back to work. This day in particular, my nephew also spent the night because he got in trouble at school. So right after my WIC appointment, Dee was going to have to take my sister-in-law and my nephew to school so she could go talk to the school, and then he was going to stay at the school. Um, Jay had an appointment with the food stamp people where he had to go to like the work source and do an orientation because he didn't have a job. So for us to keep the food stamps, he had to go do an orientation so they could help him try to find work, part-time work, whatever it was going to be. And I remember them saying, if you miss this appointment, you will lose your benefits. And I knew we couldn't afford that. So I was on him about it. So D picks me up, takes me to my WIC appointment. On the way to the WIC appointment, we talk about the Andre situation. We talk about how many times he called the phone the night before. We talk about it's just been crazy. And I mentioned to D, I think I want to file a restraining order. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I don't know where to start, but I think I want to file a restraining order because something is off. I do not like how he called the phone all night last night, but something is off. I said, and he is accusing her of being pregnant with Jay's baby. And D just laughed, like, this is crazy, right? I go to my WIC appointment. D then takes me to work. Mind you, I live right around the corner. D then goes and picks up Stacy and takes her to the school. All of this is happening pretty quick. Matter of fact, I think my WIC appointment may have been at 7:30 in the morning because by 10 a.m. Or a few minutes after 10, uh my sister-in-law and D are back. Okay? And when I say they're back from the school. And the school was in Missouri City. Again, not terribly far from me, but it's far enough, okay? But they're back. So I'm at work. My work desk rings, and it is Jay. And he is calling me from the cell phone. And at this time, we had to have had a cell phone. And I started going off because it's 10:01, okay? Sorry, you guys. I thought I felt something on me. Sorry. Um, it's 10:01. You're supposed to be in this orientation at 10 o'clock. You better not be calling me to tell me that you're still on your way, that you're running So I start going off. This is what I mean by I snap, you guys, because I don't let him get a word in. I just, why the F are you calling me? And you are supposed to be at that appointment. And he was like, calm down. You need to get to the house because Andre done broke in. He's beating up Takara. I'm confused, but I hang up the phone with him and rush into my boss's office. Now, my boss is in there with my supervisor, and they're having a little meeting. But I rush in there, and I'm like, "Hey, I need to go home. My babysitter is getting beat up. I need to get home. Call the cops." So my supervisor knows, they all know that I walk. They all know that I live very close. My supervisor offers to take me to the house. And my boss calls 911 and sends them to my house. Now, mind you, again, I stay right up the street, so it takes us absolutely no time to get there. When we are turning off of the street that's coming from my job onto the street of my apartments, literally as soon as you turn, my apartments are right there. I should have put my phone on something, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the moving around, but I'm uncomfortable right now. Anyways, we turn on the street, and as we turn on the street, how my apartment complex was is it's a big complex, and you got to go all the way down to go to the leasing office, and then you go inside the leasing office. You got to go all the way to the back of the apartments, go around, make a U, and I stay closer by the exit gate. The exit gate is closer by where you first turn on the street coming from my job. So when I'm turning on that street, I see my brother-in-law. I see Dee's car finna leave the complex. So I'm like, wait, if he's leaving, maybe it's a false alarm. Maybe everything's okay. Like, whatever. So my supervisor stops in the middle of the street right before we get ready to make the little U-turn to go into the apartment complex. And I open the door and I fan D down. D stops in the middle of the street. And I'm like, where you going? What's going on? And he's like, I'm going to find a phone. And I'm like, for what? He was like, to call the cops. And I was like, I've already called them. Come on. Like, let's get back. That's all I remember from the conversation with me and D, from me flagging him down. That's all I remember. Okay. Get into the complex. We drive all the way to the back of the complex. Then there's like, you turn left and there's a little alleyway. And in that alleyway, it leads to the leasing office. I don't hear any cops. Okay. So I tell him, stop right here. Let me go in the leasing office right quick. And I run in the leasing office. And in the leasing office, I run in there and the leasing agent is sitting there and the maintenance man is standing behind her. And they both look scared. And I run in there and I say, I need y'all to call the cops in the ambulance. I need you to call the cops. And I went to turn around and run out. And as I'm running out, Andre appears in front of me. He is holding a rag from my house, a bath towel rag, to his eye, and he's bleeding, apparently. And he stands in front of me, and I was like, he did it, he beat her up. And he was like, yeah, call the ambulance, I killed her. He was like, and your husband and your daughter is next. I'm not really paying any attention to him. I push him out the way and I'm trying to get out because I'm trying to get to the house. Now, mind you, my child is there. On top of my friend, on top of my house being broken into and him assaulting her, my child is there. Her child is there. I am trying to get to the house. I'm not paying attention to him. It's like I'm on pure adrenaline, you guys. Move out the way. And I go get back in the car and try to get to the house.